All right. Shalom, shalom. We the Hebrew Israelites coming out here day in and day out to prophesy the downfall of America, which is modern day Babylon, spiritual Sodom in Egypt, and the uprising of Israel, so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans are hopeful elect, soon to be the elect Most High will. Going to give all praises foremost to Yahweh. Double honors to the Apostle, Elder Bishop, Great Snowstorm. Much salutation to you, brothers, teach the word for the hopeful elect, soon to be the elect. It's hot as hell out here, man. We surviving, man. You know, this is the land of so-called freedom, liberty, and justice for all, but really it's freedom, illiteracies, and injustice for all. We're yet this day in our captivity, you know, so we're going to go by the Spirit, you know, start off, and then wherever the Spirit takes us, you know, go ahead, just get right into it. Start with that one. Yeah, stay in our captivity. Nah, start with kind of sit down in your imagination. Okay. You didn't get to write them down, huh? No, I did. I just. Yeah, I should. That's the spirit because I had already had it up to my had like 30. It was basically like 30 spirits. Like days gonna set the door and bring me captivity. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 5. And it reads, "For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal." Yeah, we keep telling you this is spiritual warfare, so we don't have carnal weapons. That's why Most High got us in a position where we don't have military might. You know, King David and King Solomon. I mean, you know, they had an army. David's mighty men. King Solomon, he had a navy. But you know, we at our lowest point right now, so you know, we used to have such status like that, but now we're at the bottom and we don't have no military might. But this is the end of time, so Most High is hitting us on the spiritual level. Go ahead. But mighty through the Most High. Mighty through the Most High, because what are we doing with our spiritual sword? Which is this Bible. Go ahead. Pulling to the pulling down of strongholds. Yeah, because it says it was here a stronghold. You know, education is, schools is a stronghold. Religion is a stronghold. Politics, voting, and all that BS strongholds to our people, man. You know, lust, money, worshiping money. You know, even technology. Jake is he's a lot of Jake is the ones that a lot of the ones that's creating this technology, internet. You know, cell phones. Go ahead. Verse 5, passing down imagination. Yeah, because they imagine these things to develop these things into where they're able to come into play, so they can exercise their power over the world, so the world can know that they, you know, they're really powerful, man. Go ahead. And every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of the Most High. Yeah, those are high things, and they have knowledge of things, you know, and they use. I just figure it out real quick. Yeah, you okay? Yeah. Usually doesn't even do that. Yeah. I have to go to the settings. Display. Yep. Display in dusk, dark in time.
Yeah, you gotta even say a word if you're looking at it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
or maybe it need a. But all right, we'll go from
I gotta wear that shit and go
here.
off. I'll come.
Should have enough battery time anyway.
Yeah.
But anyway. Yep. So that's why we talk about spiritual war. When we out here, we call it the battlefield. You know, and our people don't understand that what it say, spiritual against spiritual weakness in high places. Our people be like, "What are y'all doing?" Because they got a system with voting and all that. You can register to vote, and they go the political way. They go more of the school education way, where they got programs and shit. Even the churches got programs, so they feel like that's benefiting them as a people, us as a people, and it's really not. It's part of this whole orchestration of the Illuminati program. You know, why we want to see free charter and all that stuff connected with them. Go ahead.
And everything that exalted itself against the knowledge of the Most High.
Everything. So you got to address all this BS, man. Like I said, mainly the school, religion, and politics. You know, that got our people stringing along, and technology, whatever. Go ahead.
And bring into captivity every thought to the obedience.
Well, pseudoscience too, which goes along with that. You know, Jake smoke a blunt and talk about his different aliens on the planet, different planets and shit. And he's like, man, the Anunnaki and the what is that called? The Nubian people that came out of the waters or something like that. You know, all that BS. Go ahead. Which it does say Judah came from the waters. Go ahead.
And bring into captivity every thought of the obedience of Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai.
They're gonna have to be the obedience to the Most High and the Son. Go ahead.
And having in a readiness to revenge all disobedience.
All disobedience, man. That goes along with adultery, idolatry, witchcraft, all the stuff that's exercised in this world that's not of Yahweh Shai, man. Go ahead.
When your obedience is fulfilled.
When your obedience is fulfilled. So we have to be obedient. That's why we don't do these what these other children do. The children of wicked children of men. We don't do like them because we're under orders of the Most High. Just like your father say, he give you rules. Don't play with these other children, man. We give advice to our people. Quit effing with the modern day woman and shit. You know, it was cool back in the 90s. That was a trap too, but they didn't get worse. You know, and along with everything else, politics has gotten worse. Church has gotten worse. And what is that other? Religion got worse. Witchcraft's got worse. They more savvy and more tricky with their shit. You know what I'm saying? That's why they let you Negroes out of the chains, because they got another program for you. Shit. You know? And like we was talking yesterday, a lot of the stuff that they do is experimental. You know, they just plan to see if it works. Let's make the projects for the Negroes, see if they can make it out. Shit. Oh, some of them did make it out. But which percentage made it out? The ones that play football and basketball and rap and all that. So they got that shit covered. And then the churches, they got that covered because they connected to. So they got the pastors are under these same umbrellas. It's called the Black Boule, man. You know? So that's why they got their own church. They got BT, which was once, really owned by a black man, but he was under them. You know, like the Black Wall Street. The dude that hit oil, I forget his name. Otto Wells or something like that. He came under their administration. Because a lot of our people look for a power when they don't have none. Because what are you going to do with all that? When the Edomite still rule the world. So who is he going to take it to be, to represent him as a rich man? And so that's why they destroyed it in one day. Black Wall Street.
They started getting successful. They don't want to see Jake really successful here, man. Yeah. They don't want to see
well, nobody stepped in. Nobody stepped in and said, well, that was wrong. That was unjust. We're going to, help you rebuild Black Wall Street. Just left out there, man. Go ahead.
This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. And it reads, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come. Yeah, we didn't read that part. No, not yet. Okay. Yeah, okay. I just started at 3. All right. No. For that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first.
Yeah, falling away. We fell away in Rome. The Romans besieged us, 70 AD. And this is the last leg of Rome. We're being besieged right now because everything is a 15-minute city within the inner cities. So they got Jake's around it, And we're going to get there next scripture. Jerusalem should be a cottage, a vineyard. Go ahead.
Except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed.
Who is that man of sin? Esau. Because when you do his track record, it's not only in the soils of America he committed crimes and all that, murderous, heinous acts, but it goes back to the Greek Empire. It goes back to the Roman Empire, man. It goes back to how they stood on the side when the Babylonians, they was as one of them, saying raise it. That's why they got a close tie with Africa to this day, man. Go ahead. That's Shalom to the brothers, few sisters on the comment board. Shalom, Yahweh Shema Shai, Bashim Takarash Bakatam. Shalom. Go ahead.
The son of perdition.
The son of perdition. Destruction. Everywhere he goes, he destroys, man. Like what it say, the thief coming not but to kill, steal, and destroy. Destroy inheritance, villages, lands, removing landmarks. You ain't supposed to remove your neighbor's landmark, man. Stealing a man, transporting a man from one land to the other, putting him in shackles, pissing and shitting on him, raping his wife. Anything, you should have taken our wives as concubines, but you gonna do all this weird ass shit. We're in a spoiled condition. Women belong to these other nations. These belong to Hollywood. Let you have a wife in Hollywood, give her a record if she know how to sing a little. And Hollywood get her a record there, she's gone. Or a scholarship, she's gone. Would you come with me? Nah, I want to be with my people. My own grew around. She gonna leave your ass. Go ahead.
Verse 4, who opposes and exalted himself above all that is called the Most High.
Yeah, because everything he is against the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
He say go. Most High say go right. He say go left. Most High said do this and you'll do well. He said you don't have to do that and you'll still do well. He just flips the script, man. He'll make a constitution. Our constitution is supposed to be the Bible, man. He'll make his different laws and have Jacob become a lawyer and shit, like some who was that? Johnny Cochran and shit. See what they did to him. He studied all that time to become a lawyer, their educational way, and they kill him. And has it ever been a lawyer for these celebrities out there? They don't want to go out like Johnny Cochran. Talking about black and proud. They killed Johnny Cochran. There wasn't nobody else around. Go ahead. Same thing with Dr. Sabi, the medicine, the MD field. We try to cover that. They killed Dr. Sabi. Ain't nobody stepped up yet. Go ahead.
Or that is worship.
Or that is worship, Now people are worshiping everything under the sun and the moon and the sun and the moon. But the Most High, man. And then they say, well, I'm a free spirit, man. But no, you're not. Because you're going to have to do what Esau says. He's drafting, you're going to have to go to his war. You don't want to go to his war, you're going to have to put in a statement to why you don't want to go to war. And he got to make the decision whether that's a good enough reason. Go ahead. And then he'll put your ass in jail. Like he did Muhammad Ali. So Jake he really tried to find a rest here until something happened to him. Like the Nolan Wells, they act like that's fucking new shit. We've been getting hung and robbed forever, man. You know? Go ahead.
So that he, as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High.
He's playing God. He got all the tools. He got all the weapons. He got all the religious power in his hands. You know? It ain't a crime to worship, to be a Buddhist here, right? It ain't a crime to be, it ain't a problem. You know, you can be anything you want here. But an Israelite. You know? But an Israelite, man. Go ahead.
Showing himself that he is the Most High.
Yeah. He went up in space. You know? He got, set himself up as son of God, says it for his year. You know, then when you say, well, he's a so-called black man, you tell the truth about it, they got a problem with it. Anything that got to do with us, they got a problem with, man. Like, they probably would have been cool with him being Chinese. Probably wouldn't have had no problem with it. But as soon as he's a Negro, oh, shit, you're racist. And you get right?
Then they said the color don't matter.
Yeah. And we know, well, color, that black and white, the restaurant, they already proved that shit. You know, black only restaurant, bathrooms and shit. Can't do that and make it a whole law of the land about that and then say you're not racist at the end of it.
You can't be a nation that all talking about it's not about color. Y'all are trying about sharing a water fountain with us 50-some years ago. You can't do that. That ain't make any fucking sense.
And you know that shit was
come on, man.
You know that shit was psychological.
Come on, man.
You know? Because they had the so-called black water fountains lower than the so-called white. And they'll have right next to each other.
Yeah.
So you can see the difference of who, you know, what level that person is on to be regarded. You know, they should have ours way over there. Like you niggas stay over there. Nah, they wanted to compare.
And then it'll be like an old water fountain, dingy, dirty water in it. And then they had to clean it. And you can't get the hung and lynched, and you just drank out the wrong water fountain. Like,
you in a hurry and shit. You got, oh shit. Come in, nigga. Come in.
These are the same people talking about Generation Z is all emotional and soft.
Judgment.
Judgment,
man.
You know?
How many times has that happened since we've been out here, man?
Like 3-4 times, man.
3 or 4 times. One of them was talking shit to us and crashed.
Hey, man.
You know, it's spirits out here, man.
Gotta pay attention.
That's a 3-car hit, man. And they probably looking back at us.
Gotta pay attention to the road.
Yeah.
You really want to pay attention to us, get out the car and go ahead.
Go ahead, huh?
This is Isaiah chapter 1, verse 7.
We told you we in the movie, man. This is action packed, baby. You know what? James Bond shit going on around this motherfucker, man.
And that's what we're saying. Like, even if you think about the prophets, the Lord will get your ass eventually, man.
Because what he say? He knows the man's thoughts.
Yep.
He knows the hearts of men.
Yep. He knows if you really despise the truth.
You don't have to do nothing. You can sit in your room all damn day.
Going in about whether or not working or not going to the scripture, just like you said, host. They all look it up just like that.
That's frequencies and war in the minds and shit. You got it,
We'll go back a little bit more.
Nah, just go hit your point. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jumping to verse 8, and the daughter of Zion.
Where you at?
Isaiah
1:8. Go ahead. The daughter of Zion, that means Israel. It doesn't mean a woman and shit. It means Israel.
Yep.
The daughter of Zion, go ahead.
It's left as a cottage in a vineyard.
Left as a cottage We're in the vineyard of America. We're left as a cottage. That means a small house or a small, what else they call it? You know, a cottage. I don't know what a cottage is. Cottage. Go ahead.
Small dwelling.
Yeah.
In a vineyard.
Go ahead.
As a lodge in a garden of cucumbers.
Go ahead.
As a besieged city.
See? As a besieged city, man. So that's how they look at us like a people, man. They like, look, people don't got no home and shit. They small and shit. You know, as far as their status, they're in the open, and you know, and we're gonna target them. We're gonna take them, besiege them.
We're vulnerable for speculation.
Yeah. Verse
9, except the Lord of hosts had left unto us a very small remnant.
And that's that small remnant, because Most High flipped it on their ass. Now he got an elect, which represents, you know, that small portion, that small remnant, you know, the small sanctuaries. And that place will be held captive. Go ahead.
We should have been as Sodom.
Yeah.
And we should have been like unto Gomorrah.
Most High would have destroyed us, allowed us to be destroyed. What did he say? I would not utterly destroy Israel, but correct them in measure. You know? So that's why we got a teaching program, so to speak, correction program or rebuke to keep Israel straight, because it don't take too much for Jacob, you know what I'm saying? You offer Jake a few dollars, he's on it. He's off. You know? You find out on Soul Train, you know what they was paying on Soul Train? The dancers and all that, buckets of chicken, man. They didn't even pay them money. Yeah. And they were satisfied until one day somebody said, you know what? Because they just wanted to be seen, you know? And a lot of them, they went on to great things that people saw him dance with them. He had a few celebrities on there, you know? So he did kind of, you know, it does kind of up you, you know? Yeah. Man. Overall, man, as a nation, we ain't nowhere near where we should be, man. We're at the bottom. That's why Jake eat bottom feeders, right? Crab, lobster, shrimp, and that's a delicacy. That's only you can't. To impress a woman, you gotta take. Well, you can't do it no more, but you used to be able to take her to, you know. But that's abomination though. But to impress her, she wants you to take her to Red Lobster. That's an abomination, man. You know. So we supposed to be eating like kings and princes, the kings and priests. They don't eat that stuff. Supposed to eat the vegetation of the land, and you know, can't eat that no more because they didn't. Monsanto and made the fruit seedless and poisoned the land, vegetation and all that. You can hardly breathe it. This ain't real air we breathe. You breathe some real air, you probably choke and die, man. Mm-hmm. You know? So,
our bodies ain't fit for it no more.
Yeah.
We live in this toxic land.
Yeah. And you know what? Jacob's become immune to this. Now his body could, you know. But that's the reason for that too. Go ahead.
Yeah. It's wisdom of Solomon.
So we ain't really free. You know? What captives, it says in Baruch, where yet in this day in our captivity. And Jake, just because he ain't got no physical chains on, you think he's free. You know? Go ahead.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 11. And it reads, let our strength be the law of justice.
Yeah, their strength is their military and their law, you know, of so-called justice. Because really, you know, it's unjust. You know? They didn't. I think the youngest they executed was 11 or 12 years old. You know, and you got to remember too. They know what a young man is. When you were 12, you were a young man. That's how old Yahushai was when you start teaching them doctors, Mr. them doctors and all that. He was wowed by his wisdom. You were a young grown man at 12 years old. There were princes that ruled regions at 12 years old. So they know this, so they don't mind, you know. But Jake is like, that's a little kid, man. Go ahead.
For that which
But according to America, he was a little kid because they don't teach him that.
Yep.
You know, how you gonna? That's why it says even with our women dwell with them according to knowledge. A lot of these 30-year-old women, 40-year-old women, they act silly as hell, man. They ain't even grown and shit. And mentally, spiritually, they're not grown. They haven't learned a damn thing. That college shit don't grow you up. You get out of college, you probably more stupid than you are coming out than you going in. Same thing with jail. There's no real rehabilitation. You come out, you're like, what the hell am I gonna do? They don't teach you how to, own your business and all that, how to avoid criminal activity, rebuild your character.
And then they make it hard as hell for you to get a job. All the jobs, you get a scrub job, where it's not even nothing you can have a career out of. And then so Jake go back to trafficking, man. Yeah. Jake go back to selling drugs. And Jake go back into robbing, man. And it's set up like that to keep Jake down, man. But they don't want Jake to actually have wisdom. And that's why we out here on the highways, because Jake ain't going to see us in the house. That's why we outside. So when Jake see us down the street, like, hey, it's like asking somebody over there to teach us something. We don't have that here of our people,
Yeah. You have projects that build up the buildings. You have 500 to 1,000 people in that building. Somebody gonna get into it with each other. And then they got the small hallways, so you can bump into a Jake and shit. You're frustrated because you gotta work and shit. Yeah, somebody gonna die up in that motherfucker.
Right, working for free is good. Slavery still going on in prison, man. Yeah. They got all that work.
They got booty bandits. Ain't nobody, said, hey, we're gonna put you to death or put you in another another camp or something.
Yeah. Sodomy is a sin punishable to death, man. Nobody walking on the earth doing that and it not be no crime for it, man. There's no crime for sodomy. They ain't no
damn month.
Yeah, man. It's a whole monthly pride that you're taking it up the ass. What the fuck is that, man? That's Babylon the Great, man. Yep. It's a wicked ass place, man.
But in religion, they don't correct you on that. You go to church like that all day. It's people in the band, in the choir and shit. The choir director is the one that's usually a sodomite like that. And the preacher just moonwalking on your money and shit.
Weak ass church song.
Love, hold hands, turn to your neighbor. I don't know this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never seen this dude in day of my life.
Stand next to the person, give him a hug. You know how they do that shit? Yeah, man.
You say I wouldn't do nothing without you.
Motherfucker be Tan Bundy next to your ass. That Steve was in the church.
He probably went to church.
He went to church to find him the next victim.
Yep. Okay. It's crazy, man. What did they call when they found bones under the church? Like some of the Catholic church, they found bones.
Mm-hmm. They found hundreds of them.
Like children. Yeah, children bones. Killing children, man.
That's all we tell you. That's a false prophet, man. The Roman Catholic Church, man.
That's the most wicked people in the world. I mean, that's Edom. Mm-hmm. But, they got to go by different things. And it's wicked because they proclaim that they righteous. That's one of the scary things, to be in the care of somebody that claim they're righteous, but they really a murderer.
Yep. That's what America's like. It's like a watered down Roman Catholic Church.
Yeah.
That's
why I said last leg of Rome.
It was the last leg.
Yeah. Go ahead.
For that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. Verse 12, therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous.
Yeah. They want to kill the righteous. They look at it as feeble and nothing worth, man. Just like you at a job, you're like, damn, my back is getting old. They probably, the most you can get is a fixed income and shit. Been working for the company 20 or 30 years. No dealings with the company at all. No, you'll probably be a supervisor and shit. Or, you got to be tied in with the management heavy.
Yeah.
For you to be in that status. But that's getting closer to the Illuminati. Yeah. That ladder.
Well, you don't want shares of this place, man. You don't want to be a shareholder in Babylon the Great. Yeah. We're not saying that his brother does have, but what we mean is you don't want to, be too invested in this place, man.
Well, the more we get closer, it ain't gonna be no lines left.
Yep.
It's just gonna be like you that or you not. Yep. You cold or you hot.
But you're gonna be the first one they going to try to get the MOTV. You know what I'm saying? That RBI put your right hand in your forehead, you're gonna be one of the first ones that they're coming at. You know, before it even goes mandatory, they're gonna be trying to give you all types of incentives. You get to be the first to do it, you get this and this. But if you're not connected to them, you know, the better. Because you ain't gonna be somebody that they target first, you know?
Same thing like we was talking about the cartels and all that, and the hoods. They set up project. They know everybody's hood, what block they on, what they do and shit. They got it all monitored and all that. Even with the time of the what they call it, drug cartel in Mexico, they talking about, and then Mexicans be like, they see that shit because really, you know, a lot of Latins and Mexicans are family oriented. So a lot of them, like, but they scared of believing like, oh shit, Mexican mafia's out here. So I need a green card. Man. But then you know what they say? In order to get a green card, you got to be connected. Or to get it sooner or get it more quickly, you got to be connected with the government ties. Because it takes at least, they said 10 to 15 years to get a damn green card. If you in the hood and it's a drug cartel, you want to get there tonight, but you're going to have to wait 15 years?
Or you're going to have to survive.
Yeah. Just like the ghetto and shit. When they come and you're a rapper or something, they get you out the ghetto and they say, well, you don't want to abide by the Illuminati rules, we'll take you back to the hood.
You know, scared because they were showing how all these athletes, they first they do crash like the mom. And a lot of black fathers like saying like that's the first thing to do. But my son knows what we did. Don't forget that. But that's just to make it like you're saying, they put that in front of you to let you know how the woman did is they help them. Oh, some be fathers behind them, Jakes and them athletes. They all show the mom that did it.
Exactly. Yeah. But and a lot of them families tied into Freemasonry too. You know, that's why everybody's related to each other and shit. You know, Snoop Dogg and Granny and shit. Aaliyah and her uncle and shit. You know, different things like that. They grow up as Illuminati children and shit. Go ahead.
Because he is not for our turn.
Yeah, we're not for his turn, man. Because his turn is that he rules the world right now. Everything is set up by him. You gonna tell me we coming straight out of slavery and he set up everything so you can enjoy it and shit? Let's go over here. Let's go over here. You know, in case you want to fix your car, there's AutoZone. You gotta pay out your pocket and then fucking, you know, the machines they use. You hook that motherfucker up. You think that's the problem? It says, nah, it's just hindering to the problem. Like, damn. You gotta hire a real mechanic and shit, and you gotta trust in them because the mechanics are shady too, man. Especially in California. I mean, you know, I gotta be honest. You know, not the brothers, of course, but a lot of Mexicans they getting over like a motherfucker. They don't fix your car at all, man.
Or do you like some old parts?
Yeah,
you know, and then your car break down again.
I had to return back to this Mexican shop. I was like, hey, man, what y'all brought? Gave me a bad tire. Oh, yeah, I'm fucking sorry, home. You know,
it's a car. He's starting to get lazy. You can work a little.
Yeah. You know?
He started to get lazy. He tired of shit.
And when they fixed it, I was like, all right, it ain't no holes in it, right? No, it's a good tire. Check it. I was like,
some of them legit though, you know.
Yeah, some of them legit. But you gotta get in. You gotta get in good with it.
Get in good with it. You know? Yeah.
That's why I kind of like, you know, y'all Princeton Power, right? Fix my fucking tire right, man. You know?
Yeah. And he is clean.
But they don't get me wrong, they are hard workers still.
Yeah.
They can drink 10 Coronas and still be working like a motherfucker.
Like,
yeah. Roofing and everything. Go ahead.
It says, and he is clean.
He is hired. So little. I say he is hired. Go ahead.
And he is clean contrary to our doings.
Yep, he is clean contrary to our doings, man. We don't have to read that whole passage, but that whole passage is about them looking at us sideways, testing us, seeing if we're the sons of God, you know, setting us up, taking us to court. Yeah, and we'll get to another scripture, passage. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. He upbraided us with our offending the law.
Yeah. because they offend the Most High's law, man. You know, if they want to talk about law and justice, you got to judge righteously, right? So you ain't put in a position to where the lives are in your hand, man. They be giving Jake 3 times life, 2 lifetime sentences and all that. Like, just be real about it, man. Just say, you know, you're going to stay long enough to where you ain't going to get out. Well, how the fuck 3 life sentences? Shit, where did that come from? Execution. You know, and then they want to ask you what you want to eat in your last meal. Who gives a damn, man? You know? Then they got to write a book about you. They do a movie on you. They make money on you. You dead. They came out with a Michael Jackson movie. How many Michael Jackson movies? They got the American Dream, and they got how much money they gonna make out of this dude, man? He's dead. Damn. That's how they do you, though, right?
Yep. And they just made another Tupac movie. You know that?
Yeah. And after all that, after 20 plus years, 30 plus years, they said, who killed Tupac? Who gives a fuck?
He's dead.
You know?
Hey, what you looking into?
But you know the Tupac fans probably like, damn, I'm glad they got. How you know that's him? They just, they gonna make up something.
Yeah,
man.
you look there, we don't know who shot him.
Now they saying he ain't even dead. Like, come on, man, make up your mind. You know? You didn't mourn this motherfucker for
30 years.
30 years. You be like, you know what, man? Come to think of it, I don't even think he dead. Yeah. Like, come on, man. What did Most High say? Mourn little. Say a wise man mourn his loved one 70 days, but a fool mourn his for a lifetime.
It's continually more.
Yeah.
You don't have that grieving process, but you got to move forward, man. You got to step out of that and get the work done.
Yeah. And then they think Tupac, they think it's a ghetto in heaven. Why would you want a ghetto in heaven? Go ahead.
And objected to our infamy, the transgressings of our education.
The transgressions of their education. You know, because they put things into law that's not even of the Most High. Everything they put into law is not of the Most High. Of course, they got, you know, the traits of what you do. You steal, you go to jail or something. But like we said, you could be an adulterer, a sodomite, walk all having parades and all that. Nobody gets arrested. That's not wrong. But you stealing a candy or a child stealing a candy bar, they make him feel like he's the worst child in the world. You know? Go ahead.
This is Revelation chapter 12, verse 10. Verse 10.
That's why the Most High forgave Israel. Because we went backwards on the Most High. Disregard his law, right? That's what it says. He still forgave us. Still have mercy on us. That's what you'll do for your child and shit, son. And then a lot of fathers accepting their sons as sodomites, man. Well, son, you know, I love my son, and that's the way, you know, that's his heart, you know. So I support him. I'm supposed to say, son, hey, that's against the Most High. You put to death. Hey.
Oh, this your ass get stoned in front of the whole
congregation. Hell yeah. Drag your ass, and Most High make sure it's in front of everybody so everybody can feel like, damn. They seeing your rocks hit your face and you torn up pieces, piece by piece. They be like, I ain't doing that. Yeah.
If you don't see the punishment of what your actions do, you just think it ain't nothing wrong.
Exactly. And like back then, you used to get your ass whooped in front of the bus students. I mean, you know, everybody, teacher, and the bus student and all that. So the students on the bus can see that shit. You can't be like, wait till we get home. Shit. Oh, beat that like that. You know?
See, like,
but now,
crazy no more.
Well, of course, we ain't saying that now because the times have changed. You probably get arrested, fined, and all that. Considered child abuse and all that. So you can't really do that no more.
So, you know, but in that day, shoot, Jake was throwing curveballs, your ass, you do too much.
Yeah, so Jake probably became a professional rocker. Let me study so I can next motherfucker. Skip in the waters and hit your ass in the forehead.
Man.
Hey, David was skilled. His slingshot stunk right in the Goliath's head.
Jake knew how to throw them stones. Now we just wear them for recreational purposes.
Well, now we're slinging spiritual stones.
Yeah, you know, we still throwing stones. Jake gonna throw something. Yeah. Shit. This is Revelation, Revelation chapter 12, verse 10.
Somebody got a bag of rocks. Gotcha. Yeah. Go ahead.
Revelation 12.
So what did it say? What did Yahweh Shai say? He that not sin, let him cast the first stone. Yep. So some of them, you knew that if they wasn't casting the stones, you know that they was full of sin. They would did something too. Yep. That's why we casting stones, man, because you know we separate ourselves from sin. Even though we sin, we're not sinners. We don't indulge in sin. We don't love sin. These people love to sin, man.
So that's why the Lord said, "Don't be over righteous or over wicked." You can't be completely righteous here because you're gonna die, man. They're gonna kill you. Look what they did to Yahweh Shai. Him being a perfect man, he counted with
counted with the counted with the transgression,
you know, and doing that, man. You know, now we at a point where we understand that we ain't gonna be all the way right till you get here, but that's how we are in a chance of being saved. You can't get saved and not have nothing wrong with it. You know, but like Juan said, we ain't just heavily indulged in sin.
What it say in scriptures? They avoid this so they can add sin upon sin.
Yep.
They add sin upon sin. Yep. You can't do that, man.
You got no remorse for it.
Yeah, you got to renew daily. Like, damn, I'm fucking up. I got to get right.
Yep.
Can't be doing that shit.
Yep.
But some sins are to death where you shouldn't be doing it all. Like adultery.
Yeah, can't be doing that.
Can't be doing that shit, man.
Can't be doing that.
You know, go ahead. Idol worship. Sometimes Jake don't even know he's idol worship. Like Thanksgiving, but no, a birthday. They like it's just a cake and I ain't doing really nothing. I'm just being at home and celebrating my birthday at the crib. But you know, they see where it goes back to and how deep it is. Like we was talking about those groups of Pepsi company. They go back to evil shit.
Yep.
You know, they was putting Coke in fucking Coca-Cola. They wasn't telling nobody, and then they finally say, well, we're going to take the Coke out of Coke. Wait, y'all was putting Coke in Coca-Cola?
Yep. They were doing more than that. It got to the point where they were talking about they selling submarines, trading submarines and shit with the Soviet Union and shit. These motherfuckers just selling a soda company don't mean they ain't done no shit to get where they at, man. Yeah. A lot of these people, man, they got evil shit tied to this.
Well, because what they do, they have big major companies, and then they make so much money they branch off to a little. It's like when you grow up under your father, if your father's wealthy, he can help you out. He got my 7 sons, and they go out and start their own business.
Even like we were talking about these bases, these military bases across the world that America has. It's not for military protection, man. They already got that. It's really a smuggling operation, man. Oh yeah, that's why all these children are missing, man. They said it's 2,300 children in America go missing a day, and 430,000 a year, man. Everywhere else, man, it's over 100K. Everywhere else, all the countries that's in NATO and the EU talking about peace and love, it's over hundreds of thousands of children missing every year, man.
Yeah, because that's crazy. That's why they got the deportation thing out there. What is it called? The operation. ISIS and all them. But, you know, so if anybody asks where their children are, they be like, well, they've been deported. You know? But they really harvesting them on the ground somewhere. Doing who knows what, man.
Who knows what? You seen the ones that they were taking Issachar and they put them on a plane and dropping them off in the ocean too. Yeah. They doing all types of fucked up shit. Man. And they're not being judged for it, but they want to accuse us for everything that supposedly that we do wrong. You know?
That's why the Most High got every one of the last one of your numbers, man. You know? Yeah. Like I said, I made that video. It's a vast universe, they say. But still, you were born in this one room. You know what I'm saying? Somebody put your ass there, man. Because a lot of these heathens and Edomites wish they wasn't even born right now. So if you was God, you wouldn't have came down here on earth. Not like this. Go ahead.
This is Revelation chapter 12, verse 10. And it reads, and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation.
Yeah, you know, they mock the heavens, man. You know, guess what? We gonna be Most High will when we get caught up. Don't look at us like we crazy. Bye bye.
Yep.
American Pie, bye bye, you motherfucker. We ain't gonna say bye to you. You just gonna look at, you know, just like they did Yahweh Shai. He said, Galilee, you men of Galilee, why do you marvel? I'm gonna return like this.
Gaze.
Yeah, why do you gaze, sit there and gaze? You know how that was a crazy sight? A man to be called up, like, damn. But see, they don't believe in Esau's technology. You know, they making faster trains, and pretty soon in the near future, they're gonna be making us fly and shit. The faster jets and all that, but y'all don't believe a so-called black man can come up from the heavens. Y'all can believe them that they landed on the moon and go to Nas, but y'all don't believe a so-called black man can return.
They don't believe this green ass alien.
Yeah. Some fairy tale shit, man. Some leave your tooth under a pillow and a fairy come.
Yeah, man.
Tooth fairy will come and take your a Santa Claus that could, a big ass Edomite that could jump down your chimney.
But it's so far fetched that Jake.
Oh, flying reindeers.
Yeah, man.
But a so-called black man can't have power to come back out of the heavens. Man. Y'all.
That's what I'm saying.
Most High, it ain't no words for it, man.
Yeah. With them aliens, them green aliens, they talk about it's gonna be a advanced civilization. I'll tell you this: if I'm an advanced civilization, I'm not gonna come down looking uglier than motherfuckers that I'm finna take over. I'll tell you that right now. I'm gonna look better than these motherfuckers. This motherfucker, come on, man. This is the dumbest shit I ever heard, man. The alien shit is fans played out. It's played out.
They bugged out. That's why they had the big eye. They bugged out for real.
You're gonna have a nigga looking like a bowling ball come down and talk about no.
And then it's like the only people that get abducted is, I guess, Edomites. They don't want y'all's raggedy asses, man. If anything, they gonna, because Esau ain't cool, man. Aliens want to dwell with people that are cool. You know, E.T., remember E.T., they had the movie, he wanted to go home. E.T. phoned home, these motherfuckers crazy. You know, if that was Jake, he would have been chilling, you know, sipping wine, listening to some beats and all that, instrumental. Go ahead.
So salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power.
Yeah, kingdom of our power. How by Yahweh Shai, go and setting up even King David. Go ahead.
And the power of his Hamashiach.
The power of his Mashiach is anointed, which is Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
For the accuser of our brethren is cast.
They the accuse of our brethren, man. Because they accuse us of something that we ain't doing. Like Esau, he accused who is that? He accused Jacob of supplanting him. Isn't he rightfully named Jacob? He supplanted me these 2 times. He clearly sold his birthright, or more so me. Jacob asked him, sell me this birthright this day. He said, yeah, what does birthright do to me? I'm faint to die. He wasn't supplanted, but Jacob is a supplanter. You know? But the thing about it, the deep supplantation about it is, he didn't know, I mean, what did it say? Because after he did that, Isaac told him, like, you're going to have to serve your brother. The elder shall serve the younger. He was like, oh, shit. I didn't know all that implied the birthright.
And you know, like I said, he didn't consider his last end. Yeah. So he was even told it. He said, well, whatever. He didn't think about it. He was like, whatever. You know, they don't take this word serious, man. Esau never take this word serious until he eradicated off the earth. He'll always hate us forever.
And he probably didn't know intricate details because of man. He probably didn't know the intricate details about it.
Yeah.
You know?
They said he didn't consider his last end. So,
because they didn't know what really, you know, he probably didn't even know what a kingdom was. Like, you know, you know, like how we picture it, how the Most High gave it to us.
That's why Cain gave him an offering. That's why Cain gave him a profane offering. He just gave him some fruit. If he wouldn't have done that, if he the way the Most High was, he wouldn't have done that.
measure outside of the temple.
He measured outside the temple. He will never understand this truth.
Yep.
It's not true.
Because wasn't given the law.
Yep.
Now they made their own law because they wasn't given the law. They made their own law. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And it's some bogus ass laws they got.
Yep.
You know?
Dumb.
Yeah.
Not for Jake, man.
Yeah.
You might shit, man. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down.
Accuser of our brethren he's gonna be cast down. Go ahead.
Which accused them before the Most High day and night.
Yep. So we're gonna Most High gonna get this man off our back, man. You know, and that religion shit is failing right before their eyes, right? You know, that cute. Yeah. Go ahead.
That was it on that.
Yeah, try to keep it rolling.
Yeah,
somebody come.
Okay. Verse 11. And it reads, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb.
Hey, who's the Lamb? We all know that. Yahweh Shai. You know, they making these little cartoon and movies about the Lamb and shit. Y'all don't know the Lamb then turned into a lion, man. About to come get y'all's ass. Yeah, he's the angelic force now. Because they took, you could take if you can act like a lion and take over the lamb, man. Play like a sheep, wear the sheep clothing. And when that lion come in to protect the sheep, because we the sheep now. The Most High said, "Hey, my sheep hear my voice. He's gonna be a lion and protect us from the wolf, from the big bad wolf." You know. So a sheep is vulnerable. You know, it doesn't have no horns. It doesn't have no defense. Code and mechanism. You know, like a bull or something like that. It's just eat grass and do what how the shepherd leads. And that's what we do. We just sheep. Go ahead.
And by the word of their testimony.
By the word of their testimony, said when Yahweh Shai was slain. Oh yeah, that's what I was thinking of too. You know how he was slain also here, as well as them crossing him out. The same Romans I hear again, and here's the man. I bet they in America, you know. But the same Romans, it's reincarnation. The same Romans I hear.
The same when he come at those that pierced.
Yeah. So they crucified him here too. You know. Go ahead.
And by the word of their testimony, and they love their lives. They love not their lives unto the death.
Because all the hell that we getting put on, man. You know, and disregarding the word. It bothers me more when they disregard the word, man. You know, you go around and we don't go around and talk about it, but they act like nothing's going on the earth. They act like prophecies are not coming to pass on the earth. They act like this is still paradise, right? Ain't nothing going on. We work, we eat, sleep, do the same routine. We build enough money to buy business. That shit ain't happening, man. The Edomites are feeling the effects of this place falling right now. You know, they eat more ramen noodles and macaroni than the Negroes do now. That's a survival food, man. Because you can make a lot of it, you know. Rice and shit. You saw how the African commercials where they was giving them rice. Because rice is cheap. You could buy a whole bag of rice for $5 and shit. Feed everybody in the family. Same thing with these macaroni type of shit. Esau is eating that, man. Canned food is survival food. We ain't supposed to eat out no damn can. So we've been in a state of emergency for a long time. They just patching it up, you know. Here and there, patching up all shit. And people started noticing how shit is falling apart, like the bridges and shit. Oh shit! Put this on the news. They ain't fixed the bridge. What's up? Where's my tax money going to? You know?
They ain't feeding their soldiers.
Yeah. Going for them damn small hats over there. You already got Trump talking about he want to run for prime minister over there. As a war prime minister in the middle of his term. Right now, man. That's where all this money going, man. To the small hats.
And they what they're doing is they control it. They want to control the narrative and start a new world order, which they are.
Yep.
And that's why they try to control these peninsulas around the world so they can set up a naval base, so they can import, export through that canal or whatever, that peninsula, so they can have businesses everywhere. You know, instead of being like, damn, it's all the way over there, man. We got to make shipments, pay more for petroleum or whatever, pay more for this and that. Let's just go over there, set up, and then have that connection.
They thought they was gonna do it with Iran with the Star Revolution. They was like, Iran ain't going. So it's like,
and then now they talking about negotiations.
they always say negotiation.
They always say that.
You know, one thing a lot of people don't know. Trump in 1990, he said that if he was president, he would do a fake war with Iran and basically, try to control the oil throughout the earth. He tried to be, the biggest oil contributors. Do that. But in a sense, I think that Iran tricked them in some way, man. Because that's where we were talking about Obadiah 1:7. A lot of these nations are tricking Esau, man. They do his plans, but they ain't rocking with that shit, man.
That's what we said. They meet at the table together, but then they be like, yeah, we ain't fucking with America.
Because ever since then, the prices have been raised on gas, everything, and that's part of his plan, to have all this stuff increase. Because they got enough gas, man. The earth ain't out of fucking gas, man.
And what do you call it? They got what do you call it? On and off relationship, it's called I don't want to say love and hate. Yeah,
Something like that.
So Russia and the United States got a situation. They be like, well, if this happened, then we can talk about this shit. So even with Ukraine, they be like, well, Russia's like, we want Ukraine. Ukraine is like, we a sovereign city state. But so American is our ally, and then so they be like, well, we'll talk about that. That's why the negotiations be going on.
Yeah.
But as Edomites, they really want to, they don't mind working together in some sort of way to rule, to keep the dark nations down. So they'll have
it. They don't claim each other. It's just like with a lot of these women out here. That's how it's supposed to be. Beatation without representation. Deal with them, you get rid of them. We're supposed to be all begging the covenant, marry them, and that's how these nations are with America. So it's a situation that can go south at any moment, which it will. In World War III, man, they ain't got no loyalty to each other, man. These Edomites is gonna turn on each other, man.
Yeah, because when we were talking about how they staged at Pearl Harbor, I believe they did.
Yeah.
And Japan is supported by America and NATO.
Yeah.
And then China is supported by Russia and Iran, so to speak. The Eastern Bloc and the Western Bloc, it's that same Iron Curtain thing. So when they do that, they want to get involved with war, like you said, to be involved some kind of way to where they can control some narratives of lands and stuff like that.
Lands and prices, because they benefit off war. We're going to go into that, one day, the lesson more really soon. Going into what they actually benefit from war.
And they know everybody, nobody patriotic no more. That's why they're building these robots. But they still going to put Jake out there. They still going to draft Jake.
And they like war too, because it creates a market for body parts.
Yeah, it's a business.
Go out there and go get all them. That's resources.
It's a business, man. Everything is a business.
That's why
even with women, that's a business. They know that it's in the Bible, man.
That's why they have it where, like, when you go get your ID, they had a little donor thing. You know what I'm saying? You put it on there, and die, they can take your organs and go harm. So how about the ones that's missing? What you think they doing?
Yeah,
they taking the organs and stuff, man.
Like you said, when you spoil, they can do anything with it.
They can sell melanin is $300 a gram.
Yeah,
they selling that. This is, hey man, this place is wicked. This is Isaiah chapter 26, verse 10. And it reads, let favor be shown to the wicked.
Yep.
Yeah. Will he not learn righteousness?
Yeah, they in the favor of their kingdom. They got America. They got, they rule the world. They got everybody at at their fingertip, whatever.
Yep.
Wrapped around their fingers. You know.
Oh,
And
yeah,
and they got the greatest military.
Yep.
You know. Yeah, they did, but you know, they'll AI it if they have to.
Yep.
They'll put bombs on the screen. Yeah, oh shit, America just bombed Iran. That's AI. That ain't real. Go ahead.
Yeah. Will he not learn righteousness?
He won't learn righteousness. So you can't teach him righteousness. You know. And then they try to, but it said if he done any good, he done it unwillingly.
Yep.
You know. By the time he get back to himself, he said, "Why the fuck did I do that? I didn't let the Negroes go. I sold. I didn't let them come up in society. I didn't sold half of my assets to Iran. They be giving these nations money, man. What they do? They gave money to Fidel Castro and who was that other one? Him too. And they hired the Germans, 1,600 Germans over here in America. They hired them.
And some of them were the ones who were operating and doing stuff on
Operation Paperclip. Go ahead.
Yep, doing all that stuff, man. Like literally turning people's body parts into lamps and stuff. Those people got hired over here. A lot of their families is high government officials here now, man. They sons and shit, man. No?
Yep. Now, I think in the 90s, maybe before that, they said a threat of biochemical warfare because them Germans had already they made that shit in the lab. You know, the syphilis, the Tuskegee, you know, tested syphilis and all that.
That's one of them rabbit holes, man.
Yeah,
they was knowingly giving it to him and not telling him, man. And studying what happens to him during those effects.
Everything is an experiment,
Jake. The stuff that they do check out here, man. So it's 2019, 2020. So it is open this year, man. Yeah. This nah, man. This is not. This is the opposite of justice, man. The opposite.
Then we read that they use the tactics of Hitler, he used some chemical. I don't know if he used opioids and he used different stuff. He drugged the people. Yep. To make them follow him like that.
Then, like you said, also in Vietnam, what's that?
Agent Orange.
Agent Orange. It's chemical warfare.
It's still birth defects. As far as I read, it's still birth defects from that Agent Orange. Y'all know what Agent Orange is, right? Huh? Solution. Yeah, it's a soapy chemical, to where even if you try to wipe it off, it foams more into it turns into foam. You know, it's on you. You know, but look it up right quick. It's real bad. I don't want to be wrong about it because that other one is called something else. I forget. It's likened to Agent Orange.
Says Agent Orange is a chemical herbicide.
It's an herbicide.
During the Vietnam War, the United States Armed Forces, along with the South Vietnamese Army, used it in Operation Ranch Hand, 1962 to 1971, part of a broader herbicidal warfare campaign intended to deprive the People's Army of Vietnam of vegetation cover.
What happens to it when you put it on your body? What happens when you put it on your body?
That's why the scripture say, the Lord is sure the days no flesh shall be saved. There's so much going on, you don't see it.
Yeah, and it's minds of people that have that mind to do that. They like it.
It says Agent Orange was a toxic plant-killing chemical the U.S. military used to clear spoilers during the Vietnam conflict. Exposure to herbicide causes Agent Orange infections, cancer, congenital birth disorders, and life-threatening health complications.
What is that? One more thing. What is that chemical they use that turned into a soapy foam? might be that or the other one I'm thinking about, but they're very similar. They use that. That's why the Japanese be looking at them like the Koreans be looking at them sideways. And you know they did worse things to Jacob. They did that to them. You know, they putting us in ovens, man. Straight up, go ahead. All types of shit. Can't think of it. Turned into a chemical, war chemical that turned into a soap foam. Chemical use of war.
It says steroid. It's an extremely toxic organophosphorus compound that has been used as a chemical weapon due to extreme potency as a nerve agent. Talk about it, phones up.
Yeah. But is there another name for it? Yes. It's another thing. But they got, you know, this is what they be using on people, man. So I might think of it, man, later.
You saw so wicked, he'll sit there go buy viruses and duplicate them. He go get viruses and
He got a label in the bottle and shit.
we take virus and mix them
So
with
whatever he wants to bring out.
Yeah, that's what the Centers of Disease Control is. It's got all the diseases and you know, basically in sections and all contained, but they can unleash that shit at any time, man. This is Isaiah chapter 26, verse 10. Back to in the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly and will not behold the majesty of the Lord. You know? And that's what we know, man. We know that these people are never going to understand how about our shop. They're not going to come to a conclusion that, you know, their wickedness has to be paid for. They still think today it said their lands are, they think their land is going to continue forever. They think this for many generations. They think this is going to keep going on. Even though we got all these accounts of kingdoms that only lasted a couple hundred years. Oh,
I didn't find it, though. There's probably it was something else. But you know, remember we was reading that our weapons are not on the warfare.
Yeah.
And then you got Israel claiming that the children, that the people of God over there, the rats. But it says it's called SpongeBob, one of them. Chemical barrier devices tested by the Israel. So they got bombs too, though. But they still exercising their power to form these acts. You know, the children of God wouldn't do this. Not only when they do this, but our corporate weapons are not warfare. This is a carnal act of carnal warfare. It says mix the two compounds when activated to rapidly expand into a solidifying structural foam used to seal underground tunnels. It says evaluated by U.S. as a sticky, rapid curving material intended to immobilize personnel. So that other one I can't think about is sticky. It's sticky foam. So even if it burns, so when you like, try to get off you, it becomes more of a foam and it spreads. And it eats up your flesh.
Oh.
and they need a deep search. You watch it today, for wicked.
Yeah. I'll ask it this way. But what chemical agent did they use on Japan? Well, it might have been Korea, but let's see Japan. You know what? They children was affected too. They had agent on them or that other one I'm thinking about.
Didn't they infect their own soldiers too?
I'm pretty sure. They don't give a damn. Pretty sure, man.
Operation Red Hat. Operation Red Hat was the United States Department of Defense movement of chemical warfare munitions.
That's the whole movement. Go ahead.
Yeah. It was saying from Okinawa, Japan, the Johnson told North Pacific one. The U.S. chemical weapons were
We ain't defending them. Go ahead. That was it. Yeah, it's called something. But Agent Orange was one of them. No, one last one, man. What is that chemical agent similar to Agent Orange? And if it doesn't pop
I'm
up,
gonna look to the chat. It probably is.
yeah. We just letting you know the style of America. They don't give a damn. Yeah, you think hanging Negroes is the worst? They'll burn your ass alive.
That's what it's Esau Island. They had a lot of that hydrochloric acid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So, it's something like saying just going into Agent Orange. I'm asking like, is there another one just like that? It says, there's the rainbow herbicides. Okay, there are actually several rainbow herbicides. Herbicides closely related to Agent Orange and used by the U.S. military, especially during Vietnam era. You had Agent Purple, probably the closest relative to Agent Orange. It contained the same two main herbicides, but in different proportions. It was also contaminated with TCDD dioxin, reportedly at higher levels than Agent Orange. Then you have Agent Pink, which contained 2, 3, 4, and 5 T and was associated with substantial dioxin contamination. Then you have Agent Green, another different one. Then you got Agent White and Agent Blue. So all those. Yeah. You know, and the Agent Blue is arsenic based.
It's called something else, but yeah, that's enough. You know, and that's only that. I mean, they got all kind of other shit. You know what I'm saying? Torching devices. You know,
All types
guillotines, like you said. What is that? The other style of shooting you mentioned last week. Execution style. Gunfire execution. Rapid, whatever.
Rapid fire.
Yeah.
We got direct energy weapons.
Yeah. Sonic bombs or something like that. Laser concentrated weapons. You know.
Saying all that, but like the Lord have to put a good spirit on it for you to get that.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully spiritual powers, man.
That ain't no. It's like a sonic boom.
Yeah. You know, they got stuff like Goku, but they put it in a bottle. They put it in a capsule, and harvest it and freeze it until they time to use it. And like, let's put it out there. Go ahead. Oh, okay. I wanted the other one too. It says, I just lost it. Something about the elites. Did we read because of iniquity?
because of unrighteous dealings.
We did read that. Unrighteous dealings?
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go to that one. Because they deal unrighteously, and they You know, I was thinking about this too. They probably thought they made people think that the Native Americans were dumb because they broke many treaties, and you like over 200 treaties or whatever. So probably plenty more than that. But not only is this devil savvy, but Gad was whooping his ass. He was on his ass, so he's like, okay, please, you know, and they very spiritual people, you know. But that wasn't just that wasn't because they were dumb. They were on their ass. And the only way they could get the Gadites off their ass is like, okay, we'll do it this way. You know? Or they'll they got levels of our children now. We worried about our children. They will give them a piece of land, but they ain't that big, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So they did stuff to get the Gadites off their back doing them treaties, but it added up to we were like, this contract, you broke this, you broke that one, went back on this. They might have found out that they broke 20 treaties in one setting. Like, we'll promise you your family is safe, we'll help you at a time of war, all that's in one contract and shit. And they broke all them up. Then they kill them. Let's say we're gonna have to go to war, get the rifles, steal rifles from them, come back at them. Then be like, okay, we killed our families, we killed yours. It's getting hot. We could do this. Just like they do to the Negroes today and shit, and the Latino Americans. Hey, look, we'll give y'all. We know we can't give y'all reparations right now. We're working on it, but meanwhile, we give you Section 8 stimulus checks. Yeah, stimulus checks. They put a bomb in office. He's a Hamite, but Jake loved that shit. You get better housing. They got, it's a little bit better paint. You know what I'm saying? But it's still the same captivity, man. Go ahead.
This is Ecclesiasticus, the book of Sirach.
They owned it. It's the owner of this apartment we lived in, and it became like, he became a slumlord, so to speak. He wasn't keeping up with shit. It was a chain of ownership. You know what the second owner did when he came in? Before to get people to move in, he just repainted the house, the apartments.
To make it look like
it was new.
Yep.
That's all they do.
Yep.
Repaint shit, remodel.
Yep. And they'll go hire Jake who don't really got no money. He'll go do it for way less than the actual company.
Yep. And hire Mexicans for cheap.
Yep.
Because they, consider they don't have a green card with them.
Yep.
Paying under the table. You can't work under the table, but they can pay the Mexicans under the table.
Even though they do this stuff, don't forget they made almost over $100 trillion in the American slave trade. $100 trillion, man.
Yeah. And it was funded by the rats, the Jewish people.
So yeah, man.
Funded by them.
Yeah, man. They ain't giving us back nothing, man.
Nah.
This is Ecclesiasticus, the book of Sirach, chapter 10, verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries.
Dealing unrighteously, man. Even in the courts. Go ahead.
Injuries and riches got by deceit.
Yeah, they got these riches by deceit. They lied, infiltrated, set up. And we feel like we said, they break all the law. They don't keep the land Sabbath. They don't respect a man's land. They didn't ask the Native Americans and shit. They just slaughtered them. Go ahead.
The kingdom is translated from one people to another.
That's why it's going to the kingdom of Jacob, because of unrighteous dealings, murders. And Jake got receipts. We got receipts. They so proud they'll put it in their history books. Yeah, that's what we did. We murdered. We took over the Indians and all that, and it was justice. God was with us. They got a book that I always mention called God, Glory, and like the Negro. That too. But gold, God, and glory. It's 3 G's. That's Illuminati. That's German Illuminati type of shit. You see the 3 G's. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, for gold, glory, and you know what? They thanking the Most High for taking over the Native Americans, slaughtering them. And they call it predestined, manifest destiny, man. That it was meant to be that God Yeah, but he did. They right about that. God sent our enemies, but they didn't tell you why though. They act like we was just poor Negroes and we came from monkeys and animals and shit, and that's why we of low degree. They didn't tell you that it's because we broke the commandments. So that's why you got hell to pay, man. Go ahead. How about that as an experiment? Let's tell these Negroes they the real Jews and see if it works for them. Let's put set up neighborhoods and put teachers, which we're doing that now, but it's not orchestrated by them. They hate this. They hate that we out here, man. Go ahead.
This is Job chapter 24, verse 12. Men groan from out of the city, and the soul of the wounded crieth out. But the wounded crieth out, yet the Most High layeth not folly to them. Verse 13, they are of those that rebel against the light. They know not the ways thereof, nor abide in the paths thereof. Verse 14, the murderer rising with the light.
The murderer. They will commit criminal act, but he's the murderer, the so-called white man. That means there's no cause for it. He don't even have to have a reason to murder. He'll just murder you. Jake he's like this in the hood. He's like, damn, these niggas get on my nerves and shit. Frustrated, stepping on my shoes.
That's why we got a lot of these school shooters and stuff. Yeah. That's Edomites. And they shoot up 4, 5, 10 people, man. They ain't got no reason.
And they set up, man.
Yep.
These probably are the children of some of these elites, man.
Yep. They always just get handcuffed. They don't get they're handcuffed, taken to jail, given a trial. Jake don't get pulled over, they ain't killed nobody. He got shot in the street, man.
He got a whole GoFundMe already to post bail for him.
Yeah.
Got protection.
Yeah.
Like the situation with that baseball player in Stillwater, supposed to break the sexually assaulting girls, like he got a slap on the wrist.
But you know what? How many people in America, 300 million plus, whatever, and there's only a couple of news channels, major network channels. Everybody's watching the same shit across the world. So you're gonna tell me that these murders that are highlighted in the news is not staged, it's not,
and it has
orchestrated by them? Because there's a lot of other people dying and shit.
Like the Columbine shooting?
Yeah.
They made a song out of it. They be playing it in Walmart. So that all the other kids that run there, that song, what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That's talking about the Columbine shooting. Yeah, that's what it's talking about. It's talking about them kids saying you better run. They get shot up. That's what I'm talking about. And they be playing that shit in Walmart, Target, they play that shit everywhere. People had no idea, man. They had no idea.
Top 100 song when it came out.
Yep. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. The Columbine shooting.
All these songs, it got some subliminals in it.
Yeah.
That's why American Pie.
That's the murder, man.
The Babies will try or something like that.
Yep.
Talking about America going down. Go ahead.
Yep. So the murder rising with the light killeth the poor. And needy.
And they act like that's another thing they would accept. They act like them Africans or the poor people. Send a penny a day for these starving children. We the poor, man. I don't care about no African thing.
Yeah,
he don't care about them. And this shit, there's some rich places in Africa. What about that?
Yep.
Why don't they feed their own children? That's what we say. Like the Most High, he kind of plays, and I think it's a scripture that says that Israel said you become our enemy, Most High. But Most High, he'll say, why don't you have your God to say, why don't you have the African president get them Africans out of slavery? That ain't our job. We got our own problems, man. Same thing when they say free Palestine. Shit. Palestine worry about their own damn stuff. Shit. What did one of them comedians say? Free my Uncle Willie. They talking about free Willie. What about free my Uncle Charlie? They talking about saving everybody else. But we don't want to be saved by these devils. Go ahead. I don't know why the Christians keep coming and talking to us, because their mission is supposed to be saving people, right? Right. We don't want to be saved by y'all. We good.
Bones on good.
Yeah, we good over here.
Yep.
Go ahead.
And then the night as a thief.
As a thief. Go ahead.
Verse 15. Oh, it's low.
We'll close out with this one last scripture. Has there been any comments on the board? Like any scriptures?
Yeah, people saying Shalom, but
Shalom to the brothers, few sisters on the comment board. Shalom. How about you? How can I slip down? Shalom. Go ahead.
Verse 15. The eye also of the adulterer waiteth for the twilight, saying, no eye shall see me.
Because they are adulterous people. Shit, man. They commit. I mean, they promote adultery. Man, you ever hear these songs that's playing on the radio? You know, I'll steal your bitch. I'll kill you, nigga. You know what I'm saying? All kind of adultery and idolatry.
This one coming home with trigger.
Yeah, I'll eat your children and shit. Hey, what the fuck is going on, man? Like, damn. And then sometimes you listen to some of them old ones, you were grooving and you didn't even know what they were talking about until later on. You like, this nigga talking about
taking my bitch, my head to this shit. Like, this is going on. You talking about coming to your house and stealing your girl and shit. Yeah.
Man, I listened to some of Biggie's lyrics, man. I was dissecting it. He was talking nasty ass shit. Something's wrong. I was like, what the fuck? Something's wrong with it. But as long as it got a beat, Jake,
I had too many government grilled cheeses.
When Bone Thugs came out, they was talking about murder, you know. Listen to that. He's like, let me go ahead and murder. Yeah, let me just go ahead and wasn't even thinking about this shit till the next song came out. First of the month, you Googling like it's the first, and then murder, and we're like, damn. I've been influenced to just kill somebody all of a sudden. Go ahead. But I think they're better men now. I mean, I've seen interviews and they still had that dark edge a little bit, but they always mention God.
Yeah,
so I don't know.
That's what they use, man. They always use.
Yeah.
And like we tell you, their God is they worshiping the world. Man. They worshiping Esau. Yeah. Basically, because all that wealth. Yeah. So when they say God, they ain't talking about Yahweh Shai, man.
And they starry eyed. They just see stars. Stardom.
Yep.
You know. Same thing with who was that? I just lost one of them other celebrities. That be talking. They said they ain't a part of no witchcraft, no Illuminati. Beyonce said that.
Yeah. But whatever.
Yeah. Come on, man.
Whatever, man. Even the soccer teams. There was a video I seen, and when they finish the soccer goal and they'll stand out at the end of the thing like this. And look up like this. It's that little boy in front of Baal or the Baphomet, where it has the little girl looking like this and the little boy looking like this. That's what they're doing on the soccer field. Yeah. When they get done, they all go like this. They imaging that boy looking up to Baphomet, man. Yeah, to Baal, man.
And I don't know if y'all remember in school. How old are you? 30? You about the same age. Yep. I don't know how long they kept in the school, but in my day, you used to say the Pledge of Allegiance. Put your hand on your heart.
Yep.
And then y'all say it at the same damn time, all the class. I pledge allegiance. Yep. That's pleasure to bow, man.
Yep.
And it sounded spooky and shit. I remember, man, I used to act like I was doing it, man. I was like, fuck this shit.
Yep. But if you didn't salute it, you'd be sent to the principal's office and you get in trouble or something. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like they was like making you salute to this demonic system.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
And they did it, make you do it every morning before you start the day. But it didn't stop. They didn't stop the hopeful elect rising up, man. Yeah. But the majority of our people,
that's exercising you to believe that to be a proud American. Believe in America.
Yep. But it didn't work on Jake, man. Yep. Jake woke up, man.
But not only that, we were preordained before we were even born.
Yep.
Most High said, I knew you in the womb before this devil even seen you as a baby. Mm-hmm. Before you even went to the hospital, be born out your mother's womb, he knew. Most High knew. So you devils ain't the Most High. Yep. Go ahead.
And the skies have been space.
Go ahead.
Verse 16, in the dark they dig through houses which they had marked for themselves in the daytime, they know not the light. Verse 17, for the morning is to them even as the shadow of death, man. So at the end, they ain't getting out of here, man. All this wicked stuff they doing. They try to mark all this stuff and take everything. But when the morning is talking about when your house shall return, man, nah, man. The shadow of death is gonna come on these people, man. If one know them, they are in the terrors of the shadow of death, man.
Yeah.
You know
what did it say too? Terror's gonna make him afraid on every side.
Every side, man.
You know, Most High is the king of terrors. You know, he gave these people the mind to, you know, the angels are in link with the Most High, and they be asking themselves, Most High, you want me to go down and whisper in his mind and in his spirit and make him go murder these children? You know? What do they say? The last one that says, we know that one that said they sleep not unless they done mischief. Yeah, we got another one that says, "Who shall see us?" Yeah, Psalm, and then Psalms. Yeah, and then they got one that says, you know, he become more wiser than Daniel. Yeah,
It said they can't even sleep unless they cause them to fall.
yeah.
Like these Edomites can't even sleep unless they give one us to go off. If you think about every scripture, it's like you are
Analyzing the characteristic of their characters. It's like, damn, from this perspective, it's like, man, he was evil as hell.
Yeah, man.
Everything he doing is just evil.
Yeah. They encourage them. I guess they encourage themselves in the evil.
Want me to go to that?
Yeah, but it was one I was trying to think of. Some relating to how they think in their world of education and all that, school or whatever. And the Most High got us the opposite. He always got his children the opposite. We're learning the school system of the Most High, the schooling of the Most High. You know,
This is Psalms chapter 64, verse 5. They encourage themselves in an evil matter.
before that.
Verse 4, they that verse 3. I got started. This is Psalm chapter 63, verse 2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked.
Yeah, they got a secret council. You know, and a part of their secret council is the subliminal stuff set up for us, like school, religion, and politics and shit. You know, go ahead.
From the insurrection of the workers of iniquity.
I mean, could you imagine, top boxer, the top athlete, and he's winning and shit, but he won because he was paid to win. Everybody was in on it. He was like, man, I can't watch this shit. You know? You like put a bet on him and make people think he's gonna win, and put him as a challenge and give him stats and all that, and then people gonna bet on him and gonna get that money. Go ahead.
Who whet their tongue like a sword,
Yep.
and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words.
Yeah, even bitter words. Even in politics, religion, and court system and all that. Go ahead.
Verse 4, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect.
At the perfect, we're the perfect, not in their eyes. Yahweh Shai wasn't perfect in their eyes. Numbered among the transgressors.
Yep.
But he was perfect. Yep. And through the spirit of Yahweh Shai, Most High, we make it. We're perfect. We're going to be looked at as perfect. Because you be like, but you gotta still consider that the knowing, consider that balance. You be like, you can't be like, well, Esau is doing more than me. Most High, he's out there just murder. I ain't doing that. But you gotta still try to be perfect and shit. You can't just be like, just because you ain't doing what he's doing. Go ahead.
Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not.
They fear not, man. Go ahead.
Verse 5, they encourage themselves in an evil matter.
Yeah. Encourage themselves in an evil matter, man. Like they're looking around and, yeah, we can do this. MOTB, yes. We can work it. We can do it. This will work. Robot, human, cyborgs and all that. Human mixed with robot. Sounds good, Bill. Put it into law. They be like looking around, y'all crazy. That shit ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
They commune of laying snares private.
Remember, Jake back then, if you go back to the times in the 80s. He had the electric boogaloo, you know. He had, you know, all his stuff was kind of like, it wasn't technical.
Yeah.
He dealt with technology, but he himself was the technology. You know what I'm saying? He himself was the smooth and the groove,
like that,
the electric
robot,
yeah.
electric slide, and all that.
The moonwalk and all that. You know what I'm saying? You know? We don't have to have that. When he was back then, when they used to do what, they didn't need no instruments. They used to be the instruments and shit. All right, you take the low. Now, then you take the low. Your voice ain't made for no soprano. And they get it together and they create a band. Yeah. Now he saw them. It ain't no more groups. He's just like, nah, niggas don't stay high as hell. I got my own lyrics. Yeah. Like, we don't want to see that shit.
Auto too.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just play the record and shit. Fuck it. Go ahead, Up.
They say, who shall see them?
Yeah, because they do shit underground in the cellars and all that. Go ahead. And they, what is the most I say? Either 10,000, right in the sun. You know, angels can see through walls, man. Y'all know that, right? Like, you dumbasses. Like, y'all know the Most High brought people out of the grave. Like, you know what I'm saying? He could raise you from the grave. Yeah. Go ahead.
Verse 6, they search out iniquities.
Ask Stevie Wonder if he can see in his dreams. Ain't nobody ever asked him. I bet he can. That's a good question. I want to know. If I talk to him on Twitter, he probably block me. I don't know. He probably get offended by that shit.
Maybe I should see to be honest.
Huh?
Maybe I should
yeah, he probably see. I heard he could see dimly, like, you know, see a little bit. But still, a man, because there was a man blind from his birth. Remember in the scripture? Yep. The Most High said, I mean, they said, who sinned? This man or his parents? He said, neither. He said, this was, you know, pretty much the glorification of the Most High. Because pretty soon it's going to be men that's going to be able to actually heal. Yep. Just like Paul said, they heal with his hand. And that's a threat to the Illuminati. Because of one of their main cash machines here is MD, medicine. Go ahead.
They search out iniquities.
They search out iniquities, man. Even if you're a righteous man, they'll search out iniquity. They'll make you do iniquity. Pin the iniquity on you and shit. No? Go ahead.
They accomplish a diligent search.
Diligent search. While you sleep, Jake, hide into some box or something. They in the tables, you know, and they science. Most High got a book on that. They hooked so much that they forgot about the return of Yahweh Shai, that how miraculous that's gonna be. They forgot how they gonna come and get us. Yeah. I mean, they, you know, they got it in their blueprint, but they still be fucking around and shit. Yeah. You know, Bohemian Grove, chasing each other around and smoking crack and shit. So just like that Matrix, that agent in the Matrix, he said what? When he was just chilling, he was talking to Morpheus while they was taking over the building. He's like, what? He said he doesn't know. Then that sprinkler came on. Find them and kill them. Fucked up. Go ahead.
They accomplish both the inward thought of every one of them.
Every one of them, not some. Every one of them.
That's one of us.
One of them. Go ahead.
They're trying to.
No, but yeah, but every single one of them,
yeah,
they have a diligent search, and they think they're gonna say, "Go ahead."
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Both the inward thought of every one of them,
yep,
and the heart is deep.
Their heart is deep. Their mind is deep. So when Jake is thinking of this simple shit, like, man, you know, we'll bounce back, or economy ain't so bad, they adding up the numbers like, damn, we didn't miss this. The economy's about to fall and shit. Let's do the underground bunkers and shit. Yep. You know, they calculate, they go back to their track record. Hey, we fucked up. We lied to them right here. They gonna remember that shit.
Yep.
We got to get out of here. Yep. We got to escape underground and go into space, blow this shit up, and then when the radiation clears, we're gonna come back down the room.
They always stay up in the space, man. And they, you know, like Paul was saying, like, you know, they mindset is like, how are they gonna get over on this? How are they gonna take advantage of it? That's how they think all day. You know, how they gonna come out on top?
That's why they write everything down, because they like, this bottle is this bottle is that. They can't grab the wrong bottle, because that might fuck them up. You know, they got to use it for what it's used for. You know, because you put all them elements, you put the wrong elements together, it's over. You know? What do they say? The plant base has been exposed and shit.
Yep.
The whole block be, you can't even go near that shit. Eat your ass up. Go ahead. Is that it? Yeah. So then we reached the point where they said they encourage themselves and eat. Yeah, we did. Yeah. They encourage themselves and eat the matter, man. So all this shit is made up and staged, and you know, and they're gonna try to do this no go order thing. The religions, the schools, and politics, they got that covered, along with rich pack, topping it on with rich pack. The cherry on top is the MOTB. Anybody on there? No scriptures though. Fine, that's it, man. It's hot as hell. That's another reason it's hot as hell, because them motherfuckers, concrete jungles, with global warming, no vegetation, you know? Yeah, playing with the weather. The soil's not good anymore. These are like, what the fuck? My body is fucking. My leaves are not even green like it should be. You know, Jake used to get his Mac on and shit under the tree. You know what I'm saying? They say they're under the fig tree. Jake was chilling. Now it's like, I don't know if that tree gonna fall on your ass or what. But that's it, man. Hopefully y'all was edified. The next time we out here, Most High will. Give all praises to y'all. Tell me I was talking about crocodiles. Rock they house, rock they outside, rock they house, rock they outside. One, beware of those false prophets. Beware of those people that say it's all good and it's all love. We should love everybody. No, your enemy is here. He's in your face now. You know, they hanging Negroes in trees, something that you thought was only in the 50s and 40s or whatever, 30s and 20s. Nah, it's happening now.
So-called black women just got licked a couple days ago, man.
You know, pretty female, right? See, pretty women ain't they'll still hang your ass.
Yeah, man.
Esau don't care about how pretty you are.
Don't care about that. And you got these. That's why, you know, brothers doing the lesson saying, y'all can have teachers. Teachers better get the fuck away from that devil.
Yeah.
But we ain't gonna come tell you. Shit, you better figure it out. Yeah. Cause that motherfucker gonna jack our ass up. Y'all better sit the hell down somewhere.
They fell into a trap, man.
You better get over there with the other few sincere sisters. Get your shit in order.
They had this one woman, Eve. She was Eve running from her Edomite husband. He's chasing her downstairs. He's going to get his gun and she's running and shit. Imagine a Jason or Michael Myers in your own house and it's your husband. You know what I'm saying? Or Esau choke his own wife when he kills his whole family, murders his whole family. His wife sleeping, and she just feel this, like, oh, her own husband. She opened her eyes to her own husband. Could you imagine? Somebody that said they love you for 10 to 15 years?
There's even accounts.
That's crazy.
Of them doing that in the scriptures. Man, King Herod was doing shit like that. He killed his whole family, man.
And killed his wife, killed his 3 children.
Yep.
You know?
They fucking use the animal type, right?
You know? Yeah. It's basically Idumea, we could say.
Yeah.
Which is all the same. Yeah, he was an Edomite. You know? And that's to tell your children so they won't be confused. Fuck that Dutch French shit, they're Edomites.
Yeah.
You know?
That's why I said he and his brother are spoiled. It's just his cousins and shit. And, you know, Germans, all the motherfuckers, they all Edomites. Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So y'all be careful and be safe out there. Be circumspect. You know? And Most High will be out of here soon, man. We can't keep going through this shit, witnessing this shit, knowing about this shit. We gotta get out. Shalom.